recording of lectures?
Yep. Actually, don't know. We got a couple minutes. Let's see if it turns off. Apparently, no.
Something cool. Oh, that's a serious cloud. Wait. This is not
That's the divisional one?
It's kind of nice to understand. I think it's the whole spiritual life. It's got really cool stuff about it. It's really cool stuff. That's one of those
like painting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show you. Once upon a time in the class, back before we cared about things like copyright violations, we were having to, sometimes the students would help with like production of silly little videos like this to kind of emphasize little points. And there are links to lots of these kind of things on each day's page for Blue Line. And I don't know that I would really call them required, but they are a good way to kind of review and see what kind of things students found important or whatever. Like this particular one that is listed up there is about satellite imagery, and there's like, you know, it says, of course, for stupid Dave Matthews song. But I mean, there's like little captions along the bottom about like what they should know about each type of satellite imagery and so on. There's one like this about radar for when we do the, I think it's set to golden earrings radar love. There's one about tornadoes set to right at the Valkyries. There's one over the course of the next few weeks. Almost every day there's something to be kind of like this. And you might find it kind of helpful on any given day or whatever to know, to have seen these kind of things, or when you're reviewing, to see what students thought were the most important points or whatever. And like I said, we used to do this, but at some point, the powers that be were like, so you're encouraging copyright violations? Is that what I'm hearing? And yeah, we don't really do it anymore. I'm going to pass around some handouts here. I don't know that everybody had noticed on today's preparation that there was some, it said that you probably want to print out some of these maps. And so I went ahead and printed some for you. And you'll probably want to bring some maps like this pretty much every day to class in this unit. I'm not going to tell you specifically what to draw on each map, but this way when we are talking about different features, you have, which went over here, you have some maps to be drawing it on that might be more efficient than just like trying to sketch a quick globe or something in your notes. So I brought some maps here, but you can use them for whatever you want. I just thought it would be handy to have them. There were lots of questions about what's going on with the camera here. We had several legitimate excused absences because of, I forget, speech and debate or something. Something official, and because today is a very visual lecture, simply an audio recording of it really doesn't seem sufficient. So we're going to try video recording. I haven't done that in a while. I'll be sure to hand out there. We used to have to record all the lectures like this. I was telling some of the students beforehand, because we used to have this as a distance learning class. There were a lot of Air Force people who were taking this class from, you can have the extra copy if you want.
Thank you.
Or if you don't, whatever. And so they were taking it from Afghanistan. And so we were taping every lecture and then sending it to them over YouTube. And so, I don't know, but I haven't actually done it in a long time, so I'm not even sure I have everything hooked up right. If it works, you'll be certainly welcome to having to watch it online. It'll probably be available over the next few days when I get a chance to put it up or whatever. It might be a good way to review however you want to. This, of course, does bring us to the news that this is sort of a very different unit of material now. We're done with all this physics of the atmosphere stuff. We're going to be applying this physics of the atmosphere stuff from now on to the rest of the semester. But we are no longer going to be just learning about things like the Bergeron process. We're going to be talking about things that are much more meteorological. And that makes the material much more visual. So for some people, that is great news. Making the material more visual is really helpful to them, much more so than this business of equations or physics or whatever it was. For other people, they're going to be like, oh my God, maps, or looking at things from different angles, figuring out how this relates to this, well this was happening above this, or this was happening to the north of this, becomes a nightmare. Okay? My general experience is that in general, the performance on the first two tests is not a very good predictor of how you do on the third test. Okay? A lot of times people who didn't do very well on the first two blocks of material do great on this, because visual learning is what they're good at. Other times people who are in the, who did wonderfully on that stuff, suddenly discover, hey, this is not what my strong point is. It's not this visual stuff. Okay? So there's both hope and fear. Speaking of hope and fear, the test. The average grade was like a 67.5 or something like that. I thought that the average grade was 82, but actually I was thinking of the fourth test. The average grade in the past on that test was more like a 78, which is still, quite a bit higher than the average grade was this time. I don't know what went wrong. If we just happened to draw a harder set of questions or whatever than the past, I don't know. But that's why you got that message about the opportunity to retake the test if you want to. Anytime on Monday between like 8:30 in the morning and about 6 in the evening, you could start taking the test. And but you do have to let me know in advance, because I'm not going to make 48 copies of the test in anticipation of however many people come. I need to know how many people are coming. Okay. The test that is being done is the redo. is not completely randomly chosen questions from the test pool. In fact, what I'm doing is, if there was